Anya?
Thanks. I'm really enjoying hearing from everyone. The question was, how do we cope? Is that correct?
Yeah.
I think there are many ways that I cope with our current circumstances. There was someone that said to me in an email that crisis doesn't build character, but it reveals it. And in that regard, I would say what this particular global crisis and trauma has revealed to me about myself are the way my core values show up for me. And some of my core values are survival and liberation. I certainly believe in and have a vision of what it looks like to be individually and collectively free and full and joyful and whole. And that fuels me in how I am present in each day. I think I've had a Buddhist practice in my life, which is very much about being present. And I find that my relationship with my children, who are very young, really reinforces that that opportunity. They are definitely rooted in each moment as it comes, and that gives me, being fully and authentically present with them, gives me the opportunity to be rooted in each moment. And they give us many opportunities to be present, to be humble, to be curious, to live in our values. And so I have really tried to make sure I cultivate that relationship and those opportunities in this time, as I'm also focused on the fact that we are, as adults, in this moment of trauma, but for children, this is a significant moment in their childhood, and I want to support them in coping in as healthy ways as they can, to process and thrive in this moment. I also almost, I think I talked about this last time I was with y'all, but I almost passed away about 2.5 years ago. I had a postpartum intracranial brain hemorrhage, which led to a stroke, and I almost died when my youngest was 2 weeks old. And most people who have such conditions don't survive. And not only was I able to survive, I was able to fully recover. And I believe that was because I still had work left to do. And oftentimes in my recovery, the different therapists that I was working with would ask me, well, what did your former self, do? Because your goals should be to get back to what you formerly did. And I would say, well, she did a lot. And they were just like, oh. And having to have that conversation over and over reminded me to be grateful for the gifts that had been granted to me, and to go hard on sharing those gifts with the world. So really honoring what my purpose is, and ensuring that I share that as much as possible in the opportunities that are presented to me with my community, with my friends, with the people that I've been directed to share that with. And that sense of purpose and being connected with others provides me with motivation and energy. It's healing. provides me with love and connectedness. And those things, I think, make it much more palatable to survive these really difficult moments.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing all of that. You didn't just survive, but you experienced a full recovery. That speaks to your strength. And I love how you said being present at all times. And you really lived that, because I bumped into you at a store once and with your children. And we were in the middle of a conversation. You said, you know what? We'll have to continue this at another time because I want to be fully present with my children. I was like, sister, I hear you. Go for it. So you actually lived that. I've experienced it, which is beautiful.